Indian food is not all about biryani, stews and pulaus. Bread is a very important part. Naan is probably the most popular Indian bread you can ever get. Now, what makes naan so special is it has a very nice soft kind of a spongy interior and the blistering bubbles around it and the crispy edges, which is very inviting. A nice tear of the naan dipped into a little sauce is absolutely fantastic. The naan also has milk and yogurt gives it the complexity and the acidic flavor to the dish. So let's get started. The first thing you need for the naan is a good strong flour. So you need a good flour which has a high kind of a gluten content. The gluten holds the bread together. So when you add the yeast and the dough rises, it aerates and becomes nice and fluffy, but the gluten keeps all the air trapped inside, and that is why you need a strong bread flour. So to start off, the first thing is you put the flour. I'm using plain flour here. Salt. You need to generously season the flour. Sugar. Not a large amount of sugar, just a little bit to give it a slight sweet kind of an undertone. What I also like to add in that is onion seeds. So you get these black little seeds, also known as nigella seeds. Then goes in the yeast. I'm going to just mix that together. I'm going to add milk. And I'm also going to add in yogurt. Now yogurt gives it a very nice kind of a rich, creamy feel to it. A lot of people in India are vegetarians and they don't like to eat eggs. Otherwise, normally even an egg can be put in to really enrich the dough and make it nice and smooth. But yogurt is fantastic on its own. And all I'm going to do now is fold all the ingredients together till I get a kind of a soft dough. I will add water if I need to, just to make sure that the dough is nice and soft. So this is now mixed together. I need to now knead the dough. For that, I really need to get my hands dirty. I'm also going to add a little ghee. And the fun bit starts now. You start kneading the dough. A little more. I take it in my hand and just on the outside. It gets a bit sticky at first, which is normal. All I'm trying to do is break down the dough in between my fingers. You see that? I'm trying to break it down so that I can mix the flour together. Now, you don't need to overwork the dough. All you want to do is just make sure that there's no dry flour at all. It may not look like a perfect round ball. All you want to do is make sure that there's no dry flour in the mixture. So just mix it together. And even if it looks a bit rough, it's perfectly okay. The dough is ready, and this is now going to rest for a good half an hour. The naan dough is now rested. It's time to actually have a little peek, or rather a good look at this. And you can see it's nice and light. It's settled up, it has rested, it's come just about right. I'm going to lightly dust my board. I'm going to knock the dough slightly, not too much, because there is natural air which has been created by the yeast. And then very gently you bring it back. You don't need to be rough. Just bring the dough back. And what I will do now is, after I've refreshed the dough, is to then shape it into smaller ball. So for that, a little flour on my tray. This naan I will not cook in the oven, but I'm going to cook it on the pan or onto a griddle. So although a naan is baked into a tandoor or you can put them in the oven, I'm going to teach you how you can make this naan into a flatbread and cook it right on your hobs. So there, we dust it with flour. The flour prevents the dough from sticking onto the tray. It's easy to take it off when it's ready. And again, a little flour in your hands, and you shape it with your fingers, thumb and then next fingers. You take it and you pull it. And there you get it. You see that? That's all you need to do. So, if you roll the dough a lot on the table, it becomes quite firm. It gets very elasticated and your naan will become very stringy and very chewy. You don't want that to happen. You want it to be nice and fluffy and light. You can tear it apart once it's cooked. And this is now set. This will again rest for 30 minutes. I'm going to cover that with a wet muslin cloth just to make sure it doesn't dry out. So you have to cover up the dough on each side. The naan dough balls have rested for half an hour. I'm now going to check if they are perfectly done. There, the naans have rested, they're now ready. Classically, a naan is cooked into a very hot tandoor. So you have the wall of the tandoor which has the heat, the charcoal heat from the bottom which cooks the front, and it works well. You can also cook this naan into a very hot oven, but I'm going to show you a very simple technique of cooking in your own home. I have got a griddle, which is a heavy bottom iron pan with the griddle marks. I quite like the lines on the pan, the griddle marks, because there's more surface area to actually get caramelized or to have the grill effects. So it's quite nice and crunchy with that. Make sure you use a heavy bottom pan for that. So the best ones are griddle pans which are iron based. I'm going to heat that up because I want it to be nice and hot when I put my naans in. The easiest way to roll the naans is basically you take a dough ball in your hand, dip it in plain flour, invert it, let it coat it all through on your workstation, and with your fingers you press it down and you start pushing the dough outwards. Now I'm not using a rolling pin because I'm used to it. You can use a rolling pin if you want to, it's your choice. So all I do here is I just push the dough outside from the center. So I'm pushing it outside. So lift it up. Again, loosen it from the board because it will tend to stick otherwise. So pushing it out. Dip my hand in the oil and then press on the dough. And now what you do is you lift it up in your hand. Press your fingers down, you lift it up, and you slap it in your hands. You can do it completely round, but I like it to have a tear shape. So I make it round first and I pull the tip down. And you see that? You gently pull that down. So you get a tear shape which looks like a naan. And all I do now is basically, my pan is hot, rest my naan on the griddle and let that cook. To increase the heat and let the naan cook. Let's have a look at the naan. I'm going to flip it over and you can see, look at that. The reason why I said I want to have the grill pan with the grill marks is because I quite like the crunchy and the crispy parts or the lines to come onto the naan. So it looks quite nice. It is very evenly spaced out. First one is ready. I'm going to put it onto my little tray here to serve. So there you can see. I like the better side. It looks nice. I'm going to put this on top. The second naan goes onto the hot griddle. I'm going to now flip over this naan. Look at that, nice and brown on the back. Just the way I would like it. Now I've got the two naans ready. Now Naans are classically had with some stews or some gravies or with some kebabs, and it works. You don't necessarily need to enjoy a naan with a stew. You can have it with anything else. Treat it like a flatbread. I've got this almost now done. I'm going to show you a very simple way of how I like to enjoy it at home. So I've got my naan here. On that, I'm going to put some butter. There's nothing like having butter onto a nice warm naan. Give it a very nice kind of a coating of butter. It just absorbs the butter on it. And look at the gloss, look at the shine. It looks so nice. And on top of that, I'm just going to add my pre-cooked vegetables. So I've got peppers here. So drop in a couple of roasted peppers. I think it works quite well in terms of flavor wise. It's very nice. I've got some sun-dried tomatoes in oil. So very much like doing your own topping of anything which you enjoy. This is what I really like to do myself. I've got rosemary here. You can put coriander, you can put some oregano, you can put some sage, all what you like. These are my flavors. And lastly, I've got some feta, which I will just crumble on top. Look at that. This is already looking so nice, and a very simple dish, a very simple, plain kind of a naan, which you then take it to the next level. All I'm going to do is just going to quickly put it into a very hot oven. So while that finishes off, this one is ready. I'm going to take this off the heat. I'm going to baste this with butter. It's best to baste the naans. I mean, you can have it plain if you like, nothing wrong with that. But if you want to baste it with butter, you take it off from the pan and instantly you smear it on one side and let the heat just help the naan to soak in all the lovely flavors of the butter. So I've got that one ready. Now, since I'm in a mood to cook a little more and that is still working here, what I will do is I'm going to quickly show you how to make a filled naan, for example, a very simple one. All I would do is add some herbs, add some cheese inside, so just feta, which I have. Good amount of feta. Feta has a good salt to it. You don't need to season the dish. I've got these sun-dried tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, which are a little bit of oil, which again has a lot of flavor. So you see that? A lot of flavor has actually gone in. And this I wasn't planning to do. It just happens because I have some time, I can do it for you. I'm now going to put it all together and I'm going to make it into a ball. I'm going to do a filled naan, a stuffed naan. So you pinch the open sides together till they seal, twist it, so you make sure nothing really comes off, press it down into the flour, dust it on the chopping board, and very gently and very evenly just spread the naan. So these are called as the kulchas, or you can call them a stuffed naan. So if you look at it, I have lightly just spread that up. I don't want to break it. I want to cook that. Now if you look at this naan, it has begun to bubble on the sides, which tells me that the naan has fermented quite well. It's really risen quite well, and you find the little pockets of bubbles which comes up. And because it is not as intense heat as the tandoor, it doesn't really pop up instantly. It takes a little while. You can see that? All the little pockets beginning to balloon up. And that is an excellent sign of a naan. Let's have a little look. I mean, obviously I use my hand, I'm used to it, but you can use a crooked spatula or a tongue to move the bread. Have a flip over, And you can see the wonderful naan. It already looks so nice. And before I go anywhere, I am going to now cook my cheese naan. And as that cooks, I'm going to check my oven. And look at that. That is really special. Okay. There you are. Please at home use a glove or use something else. I am used to working with extremely hot food, so I can hold the heat quite well. But look at that. It is hot. It is hot. But that is such a simple dish, totally impromptu, but that is what you get. And that is what food is about. You know, you can plan all the menus in the world, you can try and do whatever you want in the world, but you look at your larder, you look at your fridge at the last moment, and when we walk into the kitchen, that's what we do. And we say, okay, I've got this, I've got this, I've got this. I'm going to do today's special because this is the freshest ingredients I have in my kitchen, and that is what I'm going to do. And that is exactly what I've done in front of you. I had not planned to do that, neither I planned to do a cheese-filled naan, and neither had a plan to do this. My whole thing was to teach you how to make a very simple, classic, plain naan. But that plain naan then jumps into becoming a layered butter naan. It becomes like a top like a pizza, or it becomes like a kulcha, which is a fill. So the variety is endless, the choices are endless, and because this naan is so fresh and hot and crisp, it can take a little more butter. If you want, you can even drizzle flavor oil into it, some rosemary oil or a chili oil, and voila, it is absolute magic. It is heaven. That goes on to the plate. Circling back to where the pan is the naan with the cheese. And I'm going to flip that over and let us have a look. You hear that? You hear the sizzle? That sizzle is the fat inside the naan. This naan is now almost ready. I'll make a slight variation here. I want it to be very nice and rich and even more luxurious. So I'm going to actually baste it now with butter. A good generous amount of butter. And you can see that. Look at the glistening of the butter on top. The nice little shine. And I'm going to flip it over. Okay, while that crispens up, I'm going to actually cut this on camera and let's see how the cheese looks when it comes out. Okay, this is almost ready, or rather it is ready. Off the heat, onto my chopping board, my gas switched off. And let's have a little cut, shall we? Just look at that. Oh, the aroma of the rosemary is absolutely divine. Oh, it's too hot, look at that. Nice and hot. See that? It's oozing with the goodness inside. You can't get a better cheese naan than this. This is what we call not fantastic, but naan-tastic. I want a cheese naan with vegetables and a classic naan. Enjoy.